Nobody lies.
Like wrapped up.
I guess.
That's great. You know what? I don't like. I'll take that.
I stare at it.
That's pretty cool.
I feel like really Liam was like, oh, we're do all kinds
I really should have thrown away the bag.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's more entertaining. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just all you.
I call to order the January 23rd meeting of the Student Government Association. We are live streamed and recorded in the center of the room. Please review your agendas. We'll add them as roll call.
Caitlin Egan.
Here.
Timothy Allen.
Here.
Isabella Catal. Scott Dwan.
Here.
Nick Palumbo.
Here.
Anderson Dallaire.
Here.
Gage Glanville.
Here.
Justin Wald. Crystal Mills. Naomi Brito. Travis McLaughlin.
Here.
Hetty Soa. Benjamin Burnham.
Here.
Jaquela Leary. Ariane Baker. Abby Goshen.
Here.
Desiree Brown.
Here.
Baby Morales.
Here.
Haley Kane.
Here.
Isabella Monez.
Here.
James McDonald.
Here.
Nick Black. Savannah Souza. Miles Jordan. Gavin Fazia.
Here.
Jacob Constant. Here. Austin Morgan.
Here.
Brendan Rita.
Here.
Maggie Roberts.
Here.
Daniel Lyons.
Here.
Liam Connor.
Here.
Angela Hayes.
Here.
Chris Pira. Here.
Okay, because there are two sets of minutes we're approving, we're going to do them separately. Are there any corrections to the December 5th, 2023 minutes? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Extensions? Minutes approved. And are there any corrections to the December 12th, 2023 minutes? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Extensions? Minutes approved.
Now for your president's report, Nick Smith.
Hello everyone. First of all, you all look wonderful. We have a very special guest tonight. So without further ado, I want to introduce Westfield State University President, Dr. Linda Thompson.
Thank you so much. Well, Happy New Year. I hope you started this semester strong and will continue to represent the student population in the fine fashion that you have already been doing. Before I start, I just would like to acknowledge that Westfield State University was built and currently sits on unceded traditional ancestral territory of the Nipmuc, Wakamtuk, Agawam, and the Waronoko peoples. This is something that is important related to the history of our region. You will hear me offer an acknowledgement whenever I speak. It's a show of respect in recognizing the history and respecting the sovereignty of Massachusetts Indian nations. Westfield State University honors the heritage of indigenous communities and their significant role in shaping the course of the region. Further, we recognize the wrongs done to those forcibly removed from their homelands and commit to fostering an environment of inclusion that is responsive to the needs of First Peoples through our words, policies, and actions. The preservation and continuation of customs and traditions of indigenous nations are essential to our shared heritage. A deep understanding, past, present, informs the teaching, research, and community engagement of the university. We are also taking steps to assure that every state resident of Native American descent can attend Westfield State without paying fees, and we're working to fund an endowment to recognize that history. As I reflect on the significance of Westfield State and now in the future, I want to see our university as a destination for high-achieving people, an organization that values equity, diversity, and inclusion, and an organization that acts locally and thinks globally, and a university that is financially stable. We are using these tenets to guide the development of our new strategic plan. I look forward to working with our newly formed Strategic Plan Committee and the university at large to shape the next 5 years as Westfield State University expands our 185 years of infinite possibilities and success. So our anniversary year, we will take this year to celebrate Westfield State University's 185 years. We intend to honor our legacy throughout the year with events and celebrations that highlight how Westfield State University has grown to be such a special place, not only in Western Mass, but throughout the Commonwealth of New England. To exist for nearly two centuries exemplifies how Westfield State has been successful in delivering a first-class model of higher education, a model that continues to evolve and is shaped to serve the needs of our students and our community. We will present events and programs throughout the year, and I hope you will participate in these important celebrations, which secures our legacy. One of the first events will be on February 1st, while I will be delivering the State of the University address in Dever Stage. We also in February will be hosting a celebration that we're calling Keep of the Dream event to celebrate those who promote diversity in our communities. This will be on February 22nd at Shaker Farms Country Club, and we will definitely have a couple of tables for students. In March, we will be hosting the inaugural lecture series during Women's History Month. This year, we are going to be inviting a colleague of mine from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, who's going to be talking about Superwoman syndrome. I know you're probably too young right now to be Superwoman, the women in the room, but many of you will go on to have jobs, raise families, be involved in community organizations. And one of the things that we've discovered is that women who take on too many things sometimes have health threats. And we want to highlight that during this inaugural lecture. This lecture is being named after a colleague of mine who died last year from heart disease, and she didn't really know that she was having heart disease. So we want to just highlight the importance of being able to take care of your health. We're going to have a campus dinner and reception fundraiser event the evening prior to our commencement to support international scholarships for students an international exchange. This is going to be on May the 16th in Springfield. We have a homecoming 2024 celebration, which is going to include our anniversary gala on October 18th. This is going to be at MGM in Springfield, and we will be releasing the history of Westfield State University during that event. We are also being noticed with our grant work. Through the diligent efforts of the grant office with numerous faculty, principal investigators, the university now has 24 active, externally funded projects. We have been smart and aggressive in seeking out and securing grant funding. This is a critical part of advancing our programs to support efforts that make our students valuable. Other funding that we have committed to is the trustees approved use of $2 million for critical strategic investments from our reserves. This money is being used to target marketing and branding for our university. It's being used to help with our enrollment initiatives. It's being used to help with all of the activities we're developing for our 185-year anniversary. Our commencement speaker this year is going to be Mary Lou McDonald. She's the president of Ireland's political party, Sinn Féin. She has agreed to serve as our keynote speaker at our 2024 commencement. President McDonald may become the next Prime Minister of Ireland. We are so fortunate to have such a prestigious world leader to come to Westfield State to speak to our students. That's at your graduation. I am also having conversations with Westfield City Councilor to develop a panel program that explores racism around Western Massachusetts. We need to begin to lead our campus on being a thought leader on social and cultural issues that adversely impact the health and well-being of our communities. I look forward to hearing your ideas on how we can move any idea forward for our campus. This conversation, we hope, will happen during Black History Month in February, and it will be led by our ethnic and gender studies faculty who will support the panel and will support the conversations. We hope to have a series of conversations this year, similar to the series of conversations I had when I first started. Our faculty continue to develop new, exciting academic programs. A few examples is a Bachelor's in Fine Arts and Graphic Design, a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interdisciplinary Arts, a Master's of Public Health. We're going to have a concentration on medical education, a Master's of Arts in History, a Master's of Business Administration, a BS in Data Analytics, and we're starting a mental health nurse practitioner program. We are also starting a BS in Green Entrepreneurship. In terms of our student experiences, dining services are now growing their own herbs and specialized hydroponic systems in the dining commons. Food always tastes better with fresh herbs. You will have to let me know what you think. We have added 2 gender-neutral bathrooms and are working on a 3rd one in the Woodward Center. We have electric vehicle charging stations that have been installed in the commuter lot, and Dara will be operational soon with those same electrical vehicle charging stations. Frenzo location is also moving forward with two spots next to his building. I sent out a correspondence earlier this week letting you know that Friday was the last day for Dr. LaRue Pierce. as Westfield State's Vice President for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. We wish him well in his new endeavors. JEDI programs, initiatives, and staff will report temporarily to the and be supervised by student affairs. As a university community, we remain committed to promoting an inclusive, welcoming environment in which all members can thrive. In this time of transitions, we will be evaluating our collective approach to JEDI efforts, and then determining the best way to move forward. I will be talking to faculty, students, and other colleagues on how to accomplish the best way to develop the interest of equity, diversity, inclusion. And I also want to focus on the issue of belonging, that everyone on our campus feels like they belong, and that we are going to really focus on making sure that everyone feels safe, secure, and included. That's the end of my formal comments. I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for President Thompson?
Nick Smith.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for coming down. I just want to echo the fact that you've done amazing things for the students of our university and our university in general. So on behalf of Senate and most students that I talk to, I just want to pat you on the back. You're doing amazing things, and I can't wait to see the future of your presidency, as well as happy early 185.
I really want to hear more from the students about what you'd love to see with this 185-year celebration. We're talking about infinite possibilities. And for those of you who are graduating, I want you to come back to our ball, which is going to be in October, which is going to be the Blue Diamond Ball at the MGM, and we are, I'm just so excited about the opportunity to celebrate not only with our alums, but also with all of the students. So more to come, and you will hear a lot from me on what we're going to try to do this year to celebrate this 185-year milestone, and hope to have another 185 years.
Awesome, thank you. Joseph Bonilla.
Hi, President Thompson. I echo everything you've just said. For the sake of redundancy, I won't say the whole thing again, but thank you so much for everything you've done, and thank you for coming down and seeing us today, and taking that time out of your day. I wanted to, offer my support and time in any restructuring, visioning of the JEDI division, and please let me know if you need anything from students, myself, any of our constituencies, and definitely your time.
Yeah, and I will pick you up on that, just to get your concerns. A couple of faculty also wanted to talk to me about their thoughts. This is an important role for our campus, and I just want to make sure we get it right. So I will definitely engage with not only you, but other students on our campus to ensure that we are being responsive and being mindful of the importance of this issue on our campus.
Thank you.
Chris Parra.
Hi, thank you for coming down. I first wanted to just congratulate you on all the accomplishments, especially the gender neutral bathrooms at the mental health nursing program. I was raised by a single mom who was a mental health nurse, so I know how important that program is. Secondly, I did want to ask for the removal or the absence of Dr. Pierce now. Is there going to be a search committee and our students will have to sit on it?
Yes, there will be, and we will have a student, for sure.
Thank you.
Any further? Seeing none, thank you, Dr. Thompson.
Well, let me just say thank
Sure.
you for your leadership and for your willingness to serve the student population. And anytime you want me to come and talk to you, I'll be happy to. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. As always, you're welcome to stay as long as you want. We're always happy to have you in this room, so by all means. I might bore you with my speech, not as good as yours, but I'll try to keep up. Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope your first official week of classes went well as well. I know I have some exciting classes this semester, so I hope you all have those same type of exciting classes as I do. There have been some updates I wanted to share with all of you since our break. Firstly, I have moved into a new office. The SGA President's Office, which was previously numbered 017, is now occupied by our Campus Activities Board team. While it has taken some time for me to adjust, I'm glad to welcome the CAP team and other members of the sales department into the SGA room, including halfway through last semester, we gave diversity initiatives behind all of you. So I just wanted to welcome all of them, give them a warm welcome, and just say that SGA is happy to have you, we're happy to expand. Okay. With that, with that, my office has now become the one that was formerly held by Laura Cafaro, and Laura Cafaro has moved down the hallway to 072, which is next to Matt D'Elia's office. So big update, woo! Regarding SGA events, we have some exciting things planned for the second semester. We will be holding elections for SGA Executive Board, Class Council, and other positions like you all in the Senate during this semester. More information will be coming out soon to run for SGA positions, so I just want to put that on your radar. We will also be hosting our Owl Ball, an annual dance. Elizabeth will talk more about both Owl Ball and Blue Key, which is my favorite committee, which recognizes student leaders. And that's all I have for that blurb. The club fair is happening this Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m. We need some help setting up and breaking down, so if you have time, please sign up for a spot on the sheet, which is being passed around currently. I'm in class until 5 p.m., so unfortunately I can't attend the bulk of it. However, I will be there to help break down. As a Senate member, this is part of your job to help out with SGA events, especially because we put on the club fair. So if you guys can sign up for a time, please do so. This Friday, she's in the room, which is fantastic. But this Friday, Trustee Dan Courier and I do meet with President Thompson. If you guys have any lingering questions you want us to ask, please let Dan and I know, and we'll be able to ask them on your behalf. Next, I want to remind everyone that the deadlines for submitting reports to Adam will be more enforced this semester. If you do not provide the necessary information to Adam and I in time, it might be a little harder for me to add you to the agenda. The deadline for notifying Adam, as a reminder, is for Mondays at noon, and the deadline for submitting your reports is for 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. Keep those in mind. I appreciate it. You guys are doing a fantastic job. We have a lot of reports today. You guys did great with that, so I highly want to thank all of you for all of your work. And then a last final note, we will be electing our new parliamentarian today. Ethan Haynes filled this position last semester. He did a fantastic job, and we miss him dearly. However, we need a new parliamentarian, and it's a super important part of SGA. The parliamentarian, as we went over last semester, but just to do briefly, oversees the Rules and Regulations Committee, which is the body that edits and approves club constitutions. The parliamentarian is also known to keep a parliamentarian journal. It's their job to maintain and update that journal as part of their time here, as well as make sure our meetings follow Robert's rules. They act as second in hand during SGA meetings when I'm up at the podium, helping call on all of you. There is some work behind parliamentarians, so please consider whether the role would fit you or not. Parliamentarian is a great way to get your feet wet if you guys are considering exec. Parliamentarian does have to be nominated, so at the end of the meeting, an executive member will make a motion to open new business. We'll do nominees like we did last time, all of that again. So again, parley's a bit of work, but you will have to adhere to some deadlines and work closely with me to ensure that things are going smoothly, but is the essential backbone for the executive board and the SGA position. That's all I have, Jack.
Are there any comments, questions, or concerns for Nick Smith? Seeing none.
Nope. Lord Farley?
Just a clarification, the club fair is running from 4 p.m. to 6, but setup, if you're able to, the senator will start at 3 p.m.
Are there any further? Seeing none, thank you, Nick.
Board of Trustees report, Daniel Courier.
All right, good evening. Hope you all enjoyed your well-deserved winter break. Since the last time we met, there have been 3 separate days of meetings for the board. I'm just going to give you some highlights. So on December 13th, the board held its routine committee and full board meetings. Just a few highlights from that meeting. Dr. Thompson has approved a revised organization chart for the Division of Graduate and Continuing Education. As some of you may recall, if you were here 2 or 3 years ago, the UAC committee, which was formed to address the need for budget reductions following the pandemic, recommended that a separate graduate and continuing education operation be disbanded with responsibilities sent to other offices. While back office operations will remain in these offices like the student accounts office and the registrar, all academic functions will now be under a dean of graduate and continuing education. More details to be announced as new structure is implemented. We voted to award faculty and staff emeritus status to 3 distinguished former employees of Westfield State University, including Barbara Hand, who served as our advisor for the Student Government Association for over 31 years, prior to her retirement in fall of 2021. The university will be working with BVK, a leading advertising agency based out of Milwaukee, to conduct a comprehensive branding study and determine how Westfield State can effectively market itself to prospective students, donors, and community members. The board has approved the preferred and chosen name policies for both employees and students, empowering individuals to provide their preferred or chosen name for campus applications. Guidelines on utilizing legal names as required by law are included in those policies, and you can find them on the Westfield State website. Finally, the board discussed at length the need to repair the Ely pool, which, as many of you know, has been overheating and is not up to code. The administration recommended a temporary fix of approximately $2.5 million to keep the pool operating for about 5 to 7 years. The board inquired about whether or not a full rebuild, estimated at about $20 million, would be the best option given rising costs. You will hear more about this during our February board meeting. The investment subcommittee met on December 15th and voted to update our investment policy in line with investment advisor recommendations. In addition, we made a decision, which was ratified by the board's executive committee on December 22nd, to authorize the administration to transfer $10 to $15 million of money market funds to a new bond account with our investment advisors. Given that interest rates are likely to fall this year, the investment subcommittee believed that it would be prudent to lock in the rates that we currently have in the bond market over a longer period of time. I am pleased to report that departments are beginning to post on-campus student jobs on Handshake. More jobs will be posted by departments in the near future. Once more jobs are posted, I encourage all of you to share with your fellow students this awesome new resource for finding on-campus jobs. I want to once again thank the Career Center for their help and support. I'll be serving on the Strategic Planning Committee this year as one of the student representatives. This committee will oversee the development of our 5-year strategic plan, as Dr. Thompson mentioned. So just to let you know, I will be in meetings on February 5th, 6th, and 7th, and we'll be out of the office for the full day. Our next board meeting is that Thursday, February 8th, in the President's Boardroom in the Horace Mann Center. Please stay tuned for further information. And the next investment subcommittee meeting has been rescheduled to Friday, February 9th from 2 to 3:30 via Zoom, so a full week of meetings. Should you have any questions, please let me know.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Daniel Courier? Sarah Harrington.
Hi, Dan. This is my first time hearing about the pool not being up to code. I don't know if you can personally answer this question, but there's still, I know there's at least one course where you can go in the pool for it, and then there's the swim and dive team. Shouldn't there be something set up in where they're being aware of that if they are using the pool, or because it's out of code, can we put something in place where they have to be told about it before they're able to use the pool?
It's not that they can't use the meaning code up to modern standards.
Okay.
This is an over 50-year pool. So from my understanding from that meeting was that it's not anything too serious,
Okay.
but we do need to make those adjustments, and it's going to cost a lot of money. So they can use it. Marie Soho was at the meeting. We're able to use it for the full duration of the year. They put in some temporary fixes. I'm sure Matt can probably give an answer here.
I was just gonna do a quick analogy, unless someone else wants to. Just a quick analogy for you, Sarah. It's like in your house, if you have an older bathroom, you're allowed to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start to fix it, it has to come up to code.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to still use it.
Thank you for the clarification.
Dr. Kevin Hearn?
Yes, thank you. I just want to use the word that needs to be spoken, it's safe.
Yeah.
I want to be absolutely clear, it's absolutely safe. There's some improvements we need to consider, but it's absolutely safe for usage today. If it was not safe, students would not be allowed to use it. I want to be clear now that's what I'm running.
Thank you, Dr. Hearn. Is there any further for Dan? Seeing none, thank you, Dan. Common Hour Policy Task Force, Daniel Courier.
Thank you. The Common Hour Policy Task Force met on Monday to discuss feedback received from the Provost and the Student Affairs Committee, the latter of which Austin will discuss in the Student Affairs Committee report. Sarah, Jack, and I will be attending a meeting of department and program area chairs on Monday, January 29th, to briefly discuss our draft proposal and to acquire feedback. We anticipate that there will be considerable debate regarding the time we have proposed for a general comment hour, Tuesdays from 11:15 to 12:30, given that this is a popular time for faculty to teach their courses. We'll be reaching out to other groups across campus, including the faculty union, to gauge their feedback. In addition, we will be working to develop an IRB-approved survey for the campus community to gauge their thoughts on our proposal. SGA will have the opportunity to review the proposal and vote upon a resolution endorsing the proposal later this spring. We intend to submit a well-researched, data-informed proposal to governance by the end of March. Should you have any questions, please let me know.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Daniel Courier? Seeing none, thank you, Dan. Food Services Report, Jack Winden.
Good evening, SGA. Hope you all had a good break. Last Friday at 3 p.m., Food Service Committee met. We discussed a lot. The first thing is the boba teas that are now available at Wild Blue. 7 flavors. I tried the citrus butterfly one, I believe it's called. I'd recommend that one. It's pretty good. Some late night updates. The whole pizzas are no longer an option due to them not selling. Currently, there should be 2 types of salads, 2 types of subs, more milkshake options than there were last semester, and new specials coming every week. I also know that Order Ahead is not working on the app, so I'm going to reach out and ask about this and get back to everyone on that. The herb garden that President Thompson brought up earlier was harvested for the first time on Friday, and they used it in caprese salads over the weekend. They're going to do one more round of basil, I believe. I think, yeah. And then they're going to do some other herbs and spices. That way they can make, I believe it's pasta sauce that they were talking about using it in specifically. They also brought up how they're looking into new furniture in the DC. They didn't get into specifics, but it might be chairs or tables. So we might be seeing new chair models like the 3-legged chair last year. The new silverware is out. It's a lot cheaper than the old stuff, so if it gets taken, that will be less of a cost on the university. And they also wanted to know what new food options students would want as they make the spring menus. So if you have any, please email me at vpstudentlife.sga and I'll bring them up Friday to build with the rest of the committee. That's all I got.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Jack Winden? Jacob Constant.
The peach mango black tea boba is also very good. Do recommend.
All the bobas look very good.
Yes. Any further? Seeing none. Thank you, Jack. Student Affairs Committee meeting, Austin Morgan.
Hello, everyone. The Student Affairs Committee met Friday, January 19th at the meeting hour time. The meeting opened with discussion on an event to help bridge the gap between faculty, staff, and students. The previous meeting discussed an idea where faculty and staff would tour the residential buildings and learn a little bit about what their students who live on campus experience on a day-to-day basis. These tours would be guided by an RA and have a couple students who live in the halls just to show off what they have to offer. The students on the committee wanted to highlight some of the things that the halls have, like the Art and University Hall or the computer lab, the computer lab in New Hall. That's the name of the couple. This idea hopes to make a better connection between the three, as in faculty, staff, and students. Down the line, there are hopes that some faculty may hold events in common rooms in residential halls for their students. The goal is to have this event in March, preferably the 19th or 20th. Next, Dan Courier came as a guest speaker to the committee meeting on behalf of the Common Hour Policy Task Force and discussed the plan for the new Common Hour policy. The committee offered feedback, mainly some faculty concerns with it being a very popular teaching time, as well as athletics concerns with it hindering athletes with their already very tight schedules. Overall, the committee liked the idea and agreed that this new Common Hour could give a much needed boost to student engagement across campus. If you have anything that you would like to brought up at the next Student Affairs meeting, which is being held Friday, February 16th, please come see me after the meeting. Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Austin Morgan? Seeing none, thank you, Austin. Vice President's report for academic life, Sarah Harrington.
Hi everyone. I hope you all had an enjoyable and restful break. I'm looking forward to another successful semester with all of you, and I'm happy to announce that this semester my schedule allows me to sit on SCORE. So, in deciding the general education reformation is extremely important to have student input and voice sitting on this committee. Luckily for you all, there's still an open space on SCORE. This semester it's occurring only on Tuesdays from 9:45 instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you're interested, please let me know. I would love for someone else to join me. Thank you. In our meeting this morning, they asked me to relay any interest in new course ideas for the new Gen Ed. Is there a topic that you've always wished you could take a class on that you think others would too? Or is there a professor that you would really like to teach this course? Shoot me an email, let me know, and maybe it will be available in the future. A lot of us won't see these courses enforced, but our job in student government is to not only improve our current students' experiences, but our future students' experiences as well. Yesterday I had my monthly meeting with the provost. We just started our discussion with the Common Hour, which Dan gave you more in-depth update on. The next topic of discussion was on professor evaluations. At the end of last semester, I had multiple students approach me saying that they knew of or had seen professors handing out their own evaluations. If you did not know, professors are supposed to have a colleague or the department chair come in their class to pass out and collect the evaluations. Professors should not be passing out their own evaluations or staying in the room while they are completed, and they should not have access to scantrons before they've been processed. I talked to him about formulating a flyer or email to be sent out to professors reminding them of what the evaluation process should look like. The good news is that they are looking into a different process for evaluations, most likely starting fall 25. These evaluations would be online through Plato. At the end of the semester, you would receive an email letting you know that the evals are open and you can go in through your course on Plato. There's a committee including 6 faculty and 6 administrators across the 9 sister campuses, which is in the process of reforming the evals. They're reconsidering what questions should be asked for the most beneficial reception of information that professors can use to improve their courses. These evaluations just don't go back to the professors at the end of the semester. They are also used when being considered for promotions, position changes, and tenures. So this is another reason why they're so important. My next meeting with the provost is on February 21st. I'll remind you what's for all closer, but again, if you have anything you'd like for me to bring to him, please let me know. My office hours this semester are on Tuesdays from 1 to 3, Wednesdays from 12:30 to 1:30, and Friday from 12:30 to 1:30 as well. And my email is vpacademiclife@sga@westfield.ma.edu. Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Sarah Harrington? Daniel Lyons.
Hi, Sarah. I just had a question about the evaluations. I believe that we're supposed to be transferring to a new platform, something other than Plato. I believe that's right. And do you know if those online evaluations will be able to be performed on the new platform for in the future?
That's a good question, and that I can write down and get back to you.
It looks like Dan might have a point of privilege as well.
Yep, so we are at the end of the contract for Blackboard. They're currently working on a new LMS system. In terms of this new evaluation process, it's currently in a bargaining stage. So what Sarah just mentioned, it's between the union and between management. So we don't know what's going to come out of it. You can look at their website to see kind of updates, but there's currently discussion about what should be included in the evaluation, what's going to be the vendor for that evaluation. So there's many different considerations, but as Sarah was saying, it's going to take some time. So we're just going to make sure, at least for now, professors do not collect their own evaluations. look at them or anything like that, because that just discourages students from giving honest evaluations.
Chris Barrow?
Hi, I just wanted to give a comment about the evaluations. I think for professors, depending on the class, they should be more tailored to what you learn in that class, because I feel like some of the evaluations, that since they're all the same for each class, no matter what department you're in, at least from my understanding, that there's just some of the questions don't like affect what you've learned in the class. So I think tailoring each evaluation to what department the professor taught in is something that would be better.
The thing with that though is that all of our campuses generally are using like the same evaluations and they're across all the courses, and it's it's like that way for a reason. It has to be all the same evaluations. I don't know if it absolutely has to be, but it's across multiple campuses. It's not just Westfield evaluations.
Yeah, I'll give a point. Yeah, it's very difficult, especially with all the faculty across 9 institutions, all different courses. I know one thing they were looking at was student comments. That's one of the kind of the touch points right now, is my understanding. So that's one thing that's come up, but the questions would still be the same for everybody, because if, let's say, the professor goes from department to department and they're being promoted, we want consistency in the questions.
And I know that there has been a big topic in debate on comments, because a lot of students definitely do want comments, to add that in. I know that right now, if you absolutely feel the need to write a comment, you could write what you like on a piece of paper and put it in the folder for the evaluations. It gets taken out and given right to the professor, but it's still an option that's there.
Desiree Brown?
Hi, I just have a bit of a comment question. From my experience with the evaluations with professors, all of mine stepped out of the room, and then when it came to the personalized ones, it was after the final, and it was so completely anonymous, and it was optional. So the professors just wanted to get our personal ideas, like what worked for us, what can they do better. It was anonymous, and it was always after. We never fully got to do it. It wasn't graded. It was just an optional thing.
Yeah, professors can opt to like make their own evals that you would all fill out and they collect, because that's not the official eval. The official eval, they can't pass it out. They can't be in the room when it's being taken. They can't be in the room when it's being handed in. Like, they shouldn't be in the room at all until it's completely off everyone's tables. But they can opt. I know that the psych department likes to do that a lot, because that allows for a written portion as well, a separate eval that the professor themselves make.
Anderson Delaire?
Oh, I have a question. To avoid the problem with professors like being in the room, last semester I had an online class and late class was 4:30 to 7, and we just got electronic ones sent to our email about that. Could we just not do that for every class to avoid this problem? And then just add a common feature on that, because it would still be anonymous. Something maybe we bring up.
I know obviously online classes do that because you don't have any in-person aspect of it, so you couldn't take it in person, but I don't know if the professors can choose one over the other. Daniel Curry.
Any really big change, from my understanding, would require impact bargaining. So I mean, there would have to be some like big, bargaining table discussion where you make a big major change between a paper form and an online form. So I think, that's something maybe you could talk to the provost about, but my guess is it would take a bargaining table discussion. It would be a major change.
As I said in my report, the new evaluation that they are working on is going to be all online. So it's gonna come eventually.
Due time. Any further for Sarah? Seeing none. Thank you, Sarah. Academic Policy Committee, Brandon Rita.
Doing well this semester. My name is Brandon Rita, and I serve as student representative on the Student Government Association. I'm an accounting major here at Westfield, and I also serve on the Academic Policies Committee, also known as APC. Due to the heavy snow closing our last meeting, I'll be merging two reports due to their similarity of the things we went over. The Academic Policies Committee on December 15th, 2023 and January 19th, 2024 met in the classroom during the Friday common meeting time of 1:40 to 2:55 p.m. Joseph, myself, and many great staff members of the committee met to discuss 5 main issues. The first point on our agenda was to pass the minutes from 12/1/23 and 12/15/23 meetings, which passed with only a few modifications. Secondly was to have an update from the subcommittee of the Academic Policies Committee on the current academic dishonesty policy and artificial intelligence. APC discussed how the members were doing and how the work was progressing. The work with the subcommittee has been going well and growing and has reached a point where the subcommittee is now looking for opinions and reviews from the stakeholders. The subcommittee wants to know if the work they've done properly represents those involved and that is an effective plan for both students and staff. The third point discussed during the meeting was the health sciences transfer credit policy. Due to the wrong policy being submitted, we did have to reject it, unfortunately, but this all just means that we will receive the proper policy to review soon. The fourth point was the Social Works Academic Review Committee policy. Due to APC worrying that it was an internal department issue, we gave advice on the edits and wording, and we're waiting to see if the committee is the proper one to make the decisions. Lastly, APC was able to look over the transfer credit policy the Special Committee on Reforming General Education, also known as SCORE, Amazing Committee, has been working on. APC was able to give advice on wording to make it easier to understand and gave advice on parts that we saw future problems may arise from. All in all, APC has been very productive and busy at our meetings. We will continue to keep you updated with the work we do, and we even may have a few questions from you in the future. If there are any questions, please feel free to reach out at myself at brita5341@westfield.ma.edu or at joseph@vpequity.sga@westfield.ma.edu. Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Brandon Rita? Joseph Bonilla has a point of information.
Yeah, I have a point of information, nothing amending. Per conversations that I've had with committee members today, we will be moving forward with submitting IRB approval for surveys to collect data rather for the mission of our subcommittee on AI in the classroom. Obviously look out for that. We've been in conversation with staff, faculty, and campus partners, really seeing what the policy should look like, whether it's a just edit or if we're reviewing and changing the entire policy itself. So later in the semester, definitely be looking out for those emails. We will have an update per our next report, but yeah.
You'll get to see me again when we have the questions.
Yay. Are there any further questions, comments, or concerns for Brandon Rita? Seeing none, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, everyone.
University Curriculum Committee, Dr. Juan.
Tonight. All right. Yeah, everyone. Hope you all had a nice and relaxing break. UCC met last week on January 19th to review and revise courses in the music department. From 100 level courses to 300 level courses, we discussed the credit amounts, course title changes, course prerequisites, and course stature. Highlights of the discussion revolved around course titles and stature in course 02XX, special topics in music, and course 03XX, special topics in music. They had the same title, so we decided to change both titles, adding intermediate special topics in music in 02XX, and then in 03XX to have advanced special topics in music. And that is all we did. If anyone has any questions, let me know.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Scott? Seeing none, thank you, Scott. Vice President's report, Student Equity, Joseph Bonilla.
Good evening and Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the break and were able to reset in time for the spring semester. I know I did. I went to the gym, did some self-care, very excited. Anyways, so my report will be brief, especially since Dr. Thompson did allude to some of the things that I'm going to be mentioning today, but just to reiterate and have all that information out, I'll just conduct this.
So I just wanted to provide an update on the continued efforts with gender inclusive restrooms on our campus and inform you all that the Campus Pride Subcommittee on Gender Inclusive Restrooms met last Tuesday at 2 p.m. to discuss and update the current map available listing available gender inclusive restrooms across campus. As is already known, every residential hall is up and ready with gender inclusive restrooms, and so do most of our academic and co-curricular buildings. We have been in communication with Maureen Soha in facilities and operations regarding the development of the Woodward Center's gender inclusive restroom, which President Thompson had alluded to, and we will be meeting with them sometime in the coming weeks. We just got an email from her today. And additionally, some ideas were circulated about how we're going to go moving forward and on suggestions regarding Bates Hall and their gender inclusive restrooms, as they currently don't have some. Some ideas were circulated and we're really workshopping that as of now. We have our next meeting next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Yep, and these will be, once all ideas are circulated, we will be discussing this further with the group at large. And we will then evaluate, send our suggestions over, and make those appropriate suggestions to Maureen, Soha, and other campus partners and facilities. I will be meeting with community and campus partners to finalize some collaborations for this year's Direct Bingo with Jules and Kat on Friday at 11, I believe. I just put it on my calendar, I apologize. If you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned, please let me know either after this report or during my office hours, which will be put up there tomorrow. I have to look at the schedule, the semester is rolling. Or feel free to send me an email at vpequity.sga@westfield.ma.edu. Now, as always, I'll leave you guys with a quote. And for this week's quote, Cornell West noted that we should never forget that justice and compassion are what love looks like in public. Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Joseph Bonilla? Seeing none, thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
Vice President's Report, Finance, Kaylin Westcott.
Hello, everyone. This is just going to be brief, just a couple announcements and whatnot. So Finance Committee will be meeting Wednesday, tomorrow, January 24th, for the first time this semester, because we already have a finance proposal. So we're going to have a lot of fun voting on that next Tuesday. My meetings with VP Taxar have been scheduled for the semester, the first of which is happening on Monday, January 29th. So if there's anything going on that might fall under my VP Finance realm, please let me know, and if it's something that I need to bring up in that meeting, I will. And just another reminder, so the sign-up sheet has already gone around the room. I was kind of looking at where it was. If you're not able to commit to a time to help with the club fair, if you could just come show your support for everybody, that would be great too, even if it's just for a couple minutes. That's it.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Kaylin? Seeing none, thank you, Kaylin. Vice President's Report, Publicity, Elizabeth Mercer.
I hope everyone had a great break. I'm excited to share today that the SGA is starting our Owl Ball Planning Committee. The Owl Ball is an SGA tradition where students dress up and go to the Toccoa Country Club in Westfield for dinner and music. If you're interested in this committee where we plan the theme, marketing, and decor, please connect with me after the meeting. I hope this interests you because I'm excited for it. Also, the Blue Key Committee meets this semester. The Blue Key Award is the highest award given to students from SGA. This award showcases the work a student does on campus outside the classroom. If you are interested in learning more, please see me at the end of the meeting as well. Switching subjects, thank you CAB and everyone who helped plan and hold the events last week. The CAB team provided a great opportunity for students to meet at the start of the semester with their Winter Wonderland series of events. Don't forget to participate in the SGA Club and Involvement Fair on Thursday at 4 on Ely's first floor. Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Elizabeth Mercer? Adam Carpenter.
Just as a quick point of information to clarify, the Blue Key Award can be won by people that are outside of SGA as well. Just wanted to clear up that wording just in case.
Any further? Thank you, Elizabeth. Class of 2024, Scott Dwan.
Good evening, everyone, again. I am reporting tonight to update all of you on the 100 days to commencement and senior week. Our 100 days toast is coming up fast on February 8th, 2024. We have had to make a few slight changes to our original plan. Otherwise, we are on track to put on a great event. The time has shifted from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. at Westfield River Brewing Company, and we are now able to provide transportation to and from the brewery. With the buses, thank you. With the buses making a few trips back and forth, we have chosen decorations and we are working to gather everything that we need to make the room look picture ready. Our class council is visiting this brewery this Thursday to take a look at the space so we can better plan our purchases. We are also working on the catering order with dining, and we are hoping for a variety of appetizers like mozzarella sticks, chicken fingers, and pigs in a blanket, a veggie platter, and a sheet cake to serve everyone. Myself and Katie and President Thompson will be giving toasts, and then we will have plenty of time to take photos with friends and Nestor and enjoy drinks at the brewery. Additional posts with the updated information will be coming out soon, and we'll be tabling it in the DC tomorrow to share this information and information about Senior Week. Lastly, Matt and Laura hosted a Senior Week information session for seniors to listen in or voice their questions and concerns. We covered the schedule for the week, what is included in the price of a ticket, and answered a lot of questions. I believe that the session went well, and we will host an additional sessions if there are interest from those who are not able to attend. As a reminder, we have until March 1st to sell at least 150 tickets to host this event. So any help that you can offer to spread the word would be very much appreciated. Flyers will be hung around campus soon, as well as to get more attention to Senior Week. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them now or after the meeting concludes. Thank you and have a great second week back.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Scott? Seeing none, thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Class of 2025, Nicholas Palumbo.
Good evening, my fellow peers. So I'd like to start by giving a huge shout out to Liam and Sarah for supporting our sweatshirt fundraiser. Minus like our class council. Despite our sales not living up to the expectations we hoped, it was a great learning point for our class council to grow and see what we need to do better in the future. After workshopping for our record-long meeting yesterday, we were able to unify and come up with strategies towards fundraising and best publicizing the activities we have going on. With all that said, we're now moving our focus to planning other fundraisers, along with collaborating events with other groups on campus. That's all I got for now. Thanks.
Are there any questions, comments, or concerns for Nick Palumbo? Sarah Harrington.
How many sweatshirts have you guys got?
We're up to 15 right now.
What's that?
Joseph Bonilla.
Any update on whether or not you will be continuing with the calendar idea?
Which calendar? Because we're currently working on two.
Oh, the firefighter.
Firefighter. That one we haven't talked about in a little bit.
Okay.
It's still on the table. We're still looking for volunteers though. So yeah. Thank you though. We'll let you know.
Any further for Nick Palumbo? Seeing none, Nick? Woo. All right. there any new business?
I move to open new business.
It's been moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions on the motion? We'll move to voting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? New business has been opened. Is there any questions about parliamentarian and new business? Okay, we can move on to nominating candidates for parliamentarian. Dan Courier.
I nominate Justin Wald.
Okay, Justin does accept, he cannot be there for some personal reason, but I did get an exception letter from him already, as well as a quote on why he wants to run for parliamentarian. Joseph Bonilla.
I move to nominate Austin Morgan.
Accept.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Okay. I will have Austin nomination. One more time. Sarah Harrington,
I move to nominate Desiree Brown.
do you accept Desiree?
I accept.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, like last time, we're gonna have each of you stand up and say why you're parliamentarian, and then we're gonna move to a blind ballot. You can only vote for one candidate. It'll be tallied by Laura Cafaro. We're handing out pens for you. Please, please, please give the pens back. They're not mine. Thank you.
They're mine.
All right, so Austin, would you like to start for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Everyone, my name's Austin. I just want to say that I'm very dedicated to this campus and its students, and I feel as though all the positive growth that SGA has done this year, given if I'm to be in this position, I can further this positive growth and just make a change on this campus. I have experience on campus activities boards with stuff with like contracts and working with other people, and I feel as though if I were to be in this position, I can flourish and be an asset for this campus.
Okay.
Thank you.
Desiree?
Hi guys. Word vomit. I had the amazing opportunity to be on Parliament last semester. It was a great little board. We went over a lot of constitutions, so I already have the experience working with everybody and filling them out and making necessary corrections that were needed. So I'd love to just continue in that role and be here.
Okay, and then as promised, I'm going to read Justin Wald's blurb. It says, I'm sorry I could not be there with all of you today, but personal matters took me off campus. I aspire to be the next SGA parliamentarian because I hope to enhance the student government experience, facilitate transparent and inclusive meetings, empower all of us to be part of the decision-making process we should have a voice in, uphold the SGA Constitution and bylaws, and work towards giving everyone an opinion on how to make SGA work for them. I want to do my best to make all of this happen and continue to work for our former parliamentarian, Ethan Hayes. Thank you. Okay, and then what I'm going to have you guys do is write down your votes. I'm going to be standing at the podium. Please put your vote name down so I can't see it. When all the votes are collected, I'll distribute them to Laura for counting, and then we'll elect our next parliamentarian. I have a head count for the pens, so don't be sneaky. Has everyone casted their vote for the parliamentarian ballot? Okay.
Thank you. I'm not a quick counter.
It's okay. You can get help from others, need be.
Oh.
Okay, so in the meantime, there are still pens out there that are missing. Yeah, cough it up. You can want to do this, guys.
Jeez.
Thank you. And they go to Sarah Harrington. The pens go to Sarah Harrington.
Joseph Bonilla.
Oh, just kidding. They go to Joseph Bonilla. Hold on.
Anyone. Sorry.
Sorry.
Typically, you all would be doing pens, however, I want to give our counters a second to catch up.
Tell a joke.
We're still in Robert's rules.
Don't tell
Someone can motion it, but it'll be done. Okay. Overruled. I'm sure we can suspend Robert's rules and do the rest. We can do announcements, or we can suspend new business and I can announce it after. All right. Oh. That's my thing. Oh, I trust. Okay, I will be announcing the SGA 2024 parliamentarian. The parliamentarian will be Justin Wald. This is going to be kind of weird, so hear me out, because Justin's not here. I do have his, if elected, speech, so I will be reading both my part and his part. Do you, Justin Wald, accept the position to be the parliamentarian for the spring 2024 semester? I will humbly accept the position and opportunity to serve as parliamentarian for the spring 2024 semester. Okay. It is approved. All right. Is there a motion to end new business?
So moved.
It has been moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Extensions? Whoa, new business is ending. Sorry, my mug almost fell over. Are there any announcements? Dan Carter.
So next Tuesday from 4 to 9 o'clock, there is a fundraiser going on at Hot Tables, either before or after SGA. Please bring the flyer that's on the Nestworks, or use the code GIVE35. We'd love to have some extra funds for Accounting and Finance Club. After all, we're all about money, so please give all you can at Hot Table next Tuesday.
Elizabeth Mercer.
My home game is on Saturday at 12. If you guys want to come to my hockey game. Number 18. Thanks.
Go Owls. Joseph Bonilla.
Excuse me. Tomorrow, the Division of Jedi will be hosting a joke bag decorating night in the Owl's Nest. Food will be provided. It will be from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Stop by and see me.
Adam Carpenter.
I just wanted to quickly announce regarding my position that the minutes are going to be transitioning from the modality of word for word to a summary modality. It's going to save me a lot of time. And just a little bit more on that. The reasoning behind it is mainly that we have the live stream going on. So if in any instance that you do require word for word minutes, the live stream will be available on our YouTube channel. So keep your eye out for that.
I can also start linking the videos to you. After 105 years, we updated. Woo! Lauren Cafaro.
Everyone at this table would like to wish Dan Courier a happy belated birthday.
That goes to all of us, Dan. I can't make hand hearts, but are there any more announcements? Scott Duran.
115 days till commencement.
Woo! Roll call.
Caitlin Egan. Timothy Allen. Here. Isabel Cattell. Scott Dwan. Here. Nick Palumbo. Here. Anderson Dallaire. Here. Gage Glanville. Here. Justin Walls. Crystal Mills. Naomi Brito. Travis McLaughlin. Here. Patty Soa. Benjamin Burnham. Here. Jaquela Leary. Ariane Baker. Abby Glashan.
Here.
Desiree Brown.
Here.
Fabian Morales.
Here.
Haley Kane.
Here.
Isabella Moniz.
Here.
James McDonald. Here. Nick Black. Here. Savannah Souza. Miles Jordan. Gavin Fazio. Here. Jacob Constant. Here. Austin Morgan. Here. Brandon Rita. Here. Maggie Roberts. Here. Daniel Lyons. Here. Liam Connor. Here. Angela Hayes.
Here.
Chris Piro.
Here.
If there is no further business, I call to adjourn the January 23rd SGA meeting until January 30th. Dinner time.
Everyone hand in hand. Are you gonna have to?